countdown to the close of an era when four-wheel drives dominated the rally landscape. In 2012, a new breed of rally car has been teasing the market, and the results are here for everyone to see. This is round 5 of the Bosch Australian Two-Wheel Drive Championship from the Snake Racing Coffs Coast Rally. In today's program, as well as the Two-Wheel Drive Championship, we'll feature the rallyschool.com.au Two-Wheel Drive Junior Challenge Final, where the 4 best drivers from around the country have gathered to fight out for the chance to take part in a fully funded drive at Rally Victoria. We'll also check out the action from the classics and get the good oil on a new 2-car team for 2013 that will bring a smile to Ross Duncan's face. As it stands right now, Eli Evans has an almost unassailable lead. His teammate Mark PEDDER moves up to second after a good round in South Australia, with Alan Rowe close behind. Jack Monkhouse would prefer to forget about round 4 after crashing out and down the leaderboard. All Eli Evans and Glenn Weston need to do this round is bring the Honda Jazz G2 home at the front of the field to secure their first Australian Championship title. Teammates Mark PEDDER and Claire Ryan will be hoping to consolidate on their good performance in Rally SA to secure more points and hopefully help Honda achieve a 1-2 for 2012.
Although it would be nice to sort of keep looking at Simon's times and try and keep pace with him. Jack's the guy we've got to worry about. And Alan Rowe, like he was quick in South Australia as well, and he's just behind us in the points. So we've just got to keep learning the car, keep trying to go a little bit faster, and try and keep in front of Jack.
Jack Monkhouse has threatened all season to upset the Honda domination, but this round, with stand-in co-driver Anthony McLaughlin, the privateer entry from South Australia, is lucky just to be here.
As you can see, it's built by myself and Dad, with a few good mates helping us out on the tools, and totally funded by us with some smaller people behind us. And it's tough, like we do all the work on the car and drive the truck and all that sort of stuff, but that's what we're here for. We love the sport, and we do whatever it takes to be here.
Victorians Alan Rowe and Ray Farrell have a 9-point margin over Monkhouse in the championship, but believe he will be the biggest issue.
We'll be having a go. We'll be trying our hardest to keep up with Mark PEDDER and see if we can keep close with Mark, and I'm pretty sure Jack will probably be in front of both of us.
And let's not forget the man who is warming up for the 2013 championship. 4 times Australian Rally champion Simon Evans is here with a new co-driver, Ben Searcy, and only one thing on his mind.
I'm out here to beat my brother and to beat all the two-wheel drives and all the G2 cars. So we want to make this Mazda as good as we can get it. The Rally School boys have done a great job in we've changed the rear suspension, we've rebuilt the engine, we've got more mid-range torque. They're doing everything I'm asking them to do, and now we've just got to get out there and drive it and show everyone how good this car really is.
The Mazda 2 is prepared by Mick Ryan's rallyschool.com.au, the same organisation backing the Junior Challenge in 2012. Over the last 4 rounds, drivers under the age of 27 have been fighting out for the right to meet here in Coffs to win a fully paid drive in the final ARC round in Victoria. In testing earlier in the week, the juniors were mentored by 3 high-profile drivers, all able to provide them tips on their driving style.
3 of the best drivers in the country. We've got Neal Bates, 4 times Australian champion. We've got Brendan Reeves, who's been competing overseas in the World Rally Championship Junior Academy this year, coming second in that. We've got Jack Monkhouse, obviously one of the leading two-wheel drive competitors in the Australia. There goes Neal now, thank you. Out there, it's given them the opportunity to sit in the car with these young guys. It's a bit of a brush with fame for some of these young blokes. I saw the look on Guy Tyler's face. He was really, really stoked to have that 10 minutes to be able to chat with Brendo, and then he almost wouldn't let him go.
5 up-and-coming drivers have earned themselves a place in the two-wheel drive final this weekend. Steve McKenzie from Victoria, driving a Ford Fiesta, was under the watchful eye of 4 times Australian champion Neal Bates, who also sat alongside Adem CASMIRI from New South Wales in the Honda Civic. Guy Tyler from South Australia was in his Renault Clio, and WRC debutant Brendan Reeves was able to pass on some valuable tips to him. Brendan also jumped in with Luke Page from Queensland in a late model Suzuki Swift. Our own Jack Monkhouse rode with another Adelaide youngster, Mahal BUSBY, in his turbocharged Mazda RX-7. So, what was the result? Our resident rally expert Ross Duncan took time out to chat with the mentors to find out just how the juniors went.
Neal, you've taken 3 of the juniors for a run. Let's talk about Adem CASMIRI. What do you think of him?
Look, very, very good. I think you and I have spoken many times, Ross, about being bad passengers, and I'm one of those as well. And I was very, very happy to get out at the end of the run. So that means he's driving well. That he's got a faster car than the other front-wheel drive cars as well. So like all of them, they've got to get to the finish. And I'd probably say he's the quickest car and driver combination. But this is a very long and tough rally. And as I said to them this morning, to finish first you must finish.
And then on the first section where it's uphill,
Brendan Reeves is well placed to pass on some tips to Guy Tyler from South Australia.
Brendan, congratulations on your European attack. You've only just come back from Europe.
I've been doing the WRC Academy this year. The competition over there is really fierce. We're in front-wheel drive cars like the ARC is going to next year, and I've really been enjoying the challenge.
Good. Well, if you've been out with young Guy Tyler and had a look at his performance, what do you think?
The potential's there. I gave him a few tips where he needs to be a little bit faster into the corners, be a bit more committed, and clean up his lines, stay on the lines where the cars in front are really driving. But he was good in the high speed coming from South Australia. Just here he's going to struggle in the tight stuff.
If anyone knows how to handle a rear-wheel drive, it's Jack Monkhouse. So who better to put alongside the other South Australian qualifier?
Mahal BUSBY, RX-7. What's his form like?
Yeah, it's pretty good, Ross. The old rear-wheel drive, turbocharged rotary hooks up and goes pretty well. The setup seems very well balanced, and the car's good on the brakes. Just tried to help him out with a few low-speed corner techniques just to get the power down and not sit there digging trenches.
Neal, Steve McKenzie and the little Ford, he looked pretty good out there today too.
Yeah, look, he's a very, very smooth driver. Very, very neat in the tight stuff. Picks his lines very well. My only advice to him, Adem CASMIRI, I told him he needed to be a little less aggressive in the tighter stuff, and with Steve McKenzie a bit more aggressive in the faster stuff. He's very inexperienced on notes, so he said that he has trouble trusting the notes at high speed, and that reflected in his driving because he was setting up like he was in a blind rally. Very neatly done, very precise, but needed to use more road and carry a bit more speed in the fast stuff. So very nice, neat driver.
Brendan, Luke Page was competing in a Hyundai and now in a brand new Suzuki. How's he and the car look?
Car looks very good. This morning he had a little bit of difficulty. His stick went through the radiator, so that lowered his kilometres, but the car's good. It just hasn't quite got the power of some of the other cars I've been in, but the overall package is there. He's having a few troubles with the brakes, so just a bit soft, but that's a brand new car, so he's going to sort those sorts of things out, and that's what the test today was all about.
Is he committed on the post notes?
Very committed. He was one of the most committed drivers I went with. Experienced, and he kept on the clean line, and that's such a vital thing.
There you have it, the best young driver lineup from around the country in a cross-section of two-wheel drives. How will they go against the main ARC field? We'll find out in just a moment. Sunrise, Coffs Harbour. While the die-hard surfers catch the first waves of the day, rally cars are being readied nearby in the service park at the airport for the snake racing Coffs Coast Rally. It's a race inside a race this weekend for the rallyschool.com.au juniors, so there's no shortage of rivalry. Winning is what's needed, but there's also the need to impress those in the main game.
It is crucial to making that next step up into the ARC and trying to secure a good drive coming in the future and proving that you can mix it with the best, I guess.
Steve McKenzie is going to be fast and smooth. He works at rally school also, so I've seen him drive, so that's what makes me a bit nervous. And Mahal BUSBY, and don't forget Luke Page too.
Luke Page's service crew look a bit tough for such a cute-looking car, but will it make the grade?
I'm trying very, very hard to stay away from the cute word this weekend. The Suzuki, it is a small car, but it's such a great platform for this new generation of two-wheel drive. So I'll be out there today proving that it is tough, it can go over the rough stuff, and it will be fast. So.
One thing's for sure, our championship leader Eli Evans will be fast and is poised to win the two-wheel drive title. His and the sport's future are assured.
Yeah, it is. All these new cars coming in, drivers coming back, it's exactly what the ARC needs. And look, it's working out perfect. We've got Honda backing again for next year. Mark and I, two-car team in the Jazzers, so 2-year assault. So we're really looking forward to it. Wrap up this year first. I'm nearly there. I've done the hard work so far, and I've just got to finish that off here, and hopefully we get enough points to seal the championship after round 5.
Business today is happening on 8 special stages to the west of Coffs Harbour. Evans accounts for himself well, 10 seconds clear of Jack Monkhouse over the first 21-kilometre stage. Alan Rowe, Simon Evans and Mark PEDDER are nowhere to be seen in the top placings. Juniors grab the next 2 spots. Steve McKenzie and Adem CASMIRI just 20 behind the early pace setters. Simon Evans is 5 behind Alan Rowe, but they are both more than 40 seconds behind Eli Evans.
7 left.
Rowe and Farrell drop a wheel over the edge through the narrow track,
5 left. Oh.
but gather the Nissan up and continue on.
5 left.
It's a frustrating start to the rally for Simon Evans. Beating brother Eli at this rate will be impossible.
2.5. Got no power. Something wrong. Not revving. Yeah, right. Fast left 2.5.
Monkhouse closes the gap in SS2, Sherwood, but he's still 2 off the Honda Jazz of Eli Evans. Junior Steve McKenzie is 3rd again though. The Fiesta driver showing his first stage performance was no fluke. The second Honda Jazz in the hands of Mark PEDDER is 4th, with Adem CASMIRI just 0.1 behind. The rallyschool.com.au Junior Challenge is proving its worth. Alan Rowe has another moment with the pressure on, pushing too wide.
To 7. Oh, 200 up, bridge, 7 right, narrow, hug.
Simon Evans slips further, the Mazda 2 losing power for no apparent reason. Mahal BUSBY is running according to plan. After a massive rebuild of the car from their round 4 crash, he and Steve Fisher wanted to take their time to settle in. No problems so far. It is showing on the leaderboard, languishing at the back of the two-wheel drive field. Luke Page has struggled through both stages with technology.
The active stability control and the ABS that works so well in these cars on the road is unfortunately not useful on the dirt, so we've tried disabling them, but the ECU is not enjoying it, and it's putting us into limp mode, and it won't let the engine rev as freely as it should, so it's putting us at a bit of disadvantage, but we'll see if we can recover this afternoon.
Alan Rowe's brush with the fence is cosmetic, but does cost him a place, 6th by the remote service in Woolgoolga on the north coast of Coffs.
We've been working harder on our pace notes, and the next thing I was pushing a bit hard on the tar, and certainly with rally tyres on, they probably don't turn in so well. So we were lucky we got away with what we got away with, really. It was very close to a fence, so yeah, we're pretty lucky.
There's no luck about the Repco Nissan claiming 3rd through Gentle Annie. SS3 is 23 kilometres in length and allows the legs of the Nissan to stretch. Matt Amos is listed with the rallyschool.com.au juniors. He's young enough but not officially eligible because his car has some go-fast bits that preclude qualification.
Basically all the mechanicals about the car are PRC legal and can run it in the juniors, but because we wanted it to look a little bit cooler and run G2 this year, we changed the front bumper bar and we took the rear tailgate off and made it into the fastback that you can see there, and that unfortunately has made us ineligible for the junior category. So it's a bit of a shame. We had an absolute ball last year at the Rally School Junior Challenge. Met some of the best mates that I've got that we share a lot of common interests in. So It is a shame not to be in that field, but you know we're still here having fun and putting on a show for the crowd, and that's really what it's all about.
He makes up for it with his navigator. At just 16, Tom Ryan is the youngest competitor in the field, and he's been sitting alongside Amos all year.
It's been great to have Tom in the car. He's doing really well for only 5 events. You know, we come in this season with really no pace note experience, and he's picked it up and done so well for a young guy. He's on the money all the time in recce. He's telling me that I've got things wrong, which you know, is either good or bad. It's making me look a bit foolish sometimes.
Neal Bates' prediction about Adem CASMIRI is on the money. Not only is he the quickest junior, he's coming home ahead of many of the main field, second behind Eli Evans in the Jazz. Another observation Neal made about Steve McKenzie not lacking any aggression in the tight sections hits home hard for the Victorian. McKenzie's run at the two-wheel drive challenge title is over. He's forced to wait for a tow come end of stage in the hope of rejoining for Heat 2. Jack Monkhouse has been flying all morning and SS3 is no exception.
Fast series of corners, 9s and 10s, so 6 gear flat. This was a 9 that had tightened. Our tyres were really poor going up the hill, just absolutely fried. We should have put new ones on, but we're trying to save the tyres and only use 10, so you need to sort of get through half of the day, then put some fresh ones on, and the back just got out on the loose stuff and really off camber, big rut, and then the car just hit the bank and we just hang on from there.
The upside to Jack's accident is a huge spike in his Facebook and hero status. The downside, it spells the end of his ARC campaign for 2012. Michael Busby moves up a gear in the Driver Skills Australia RX-7, 5th in stage and getting the hang of the rebuilt Mazda. Next stage, he moves up 2 more places, 3rd in stage, 0.4 behind CASMIRI, and giving notice he is on the warpath.
7 right. 200.
Guy Tyler is on the move as well, in a classic case of tortoise and the hare. Tyler has been steadily moving along all morning. He doesn't have the fastest car, but he's starting and finishing every leg, and his time with Brendan Reeves is paying off. 5th outright after 4 stages behind Amos, Rowe, CASMIRI, and our rally leader Eli Evans. Big brother Simon has taken early leave from the rally, and for good reason.
We didn't have enough time in that 10-minute service, and so I decided to come to the main service and we'll sort the problem in the car and get a chance to pull it apart and have a good look at it. And we found that the catalytic converter had melted and was totally blocking the whole exhaust. So that explained why the car was so doughy.
Basically decided to melt itself together and just caused a restriction in the exhaust. All over. Too much back pressure, engine doesn't want to rest.
Exhaust in the Mazda 2 cleared, Simon Evans sets out to demonstrate the car's newfound power in the repeat run of BAKER. Eli Evans completes the repeat run in exactly the same time, 12:19.8, as he did earlier. But Simon slashes another 8 seconds off to win the stage. Woes for the Repco entry, the Nissan slowing before the spectator point, running on 3 cylinders.
Our rally's done, mate. What's that? Motor? Yeah. Done, piss.
Adem CASMIRI's lead in the rallyschool.com.au Junior Challenge is tested with a flat tyre at the spectator point, allowing Busby through for the juniors' lead. Precious minutes are lost, and the Clio of Guy Tyler tucks in behind as they rejoin. By end of stage, the tortoise has the hare by more than a minute. Michael Busby's calculation about pacing is perfect, but he lands hard in the RX-7 through SS5.
100, 9 left, over jump, or on jump maybe, 100, 5 left.
It's the battle of the Evans through SS6, Sherwood. The Honda Jazz just 1.5 seconds in front of the Mazda 2. despite Simon nursing the clutch off the start.
Go. 300. Fast left 3, 100.
Mark PEDDER claims third behind the Evans brothers, but Matt Amos and Tom Ryan are keeping the front drive cars honest. Clearly at a disadvantage with the heavier engine rear drive ute, Amos is taking the opportunity on the dry, hard-packed surface to turn in some great times. Michael Busby's hard landing in SS5 costs him the junior lead as he slows to look after a weakened drivetrain. Steadily making his way through each stage is Guy Taylor. His time's quick enough to elevate him to the top of the rallyschool.com.au junior leaderboard. Simon takes SS7 by 11 seconds from Eli in a glimpse of what will be a titanic competition amongst the new two-wheel drives next year. The Mazda and the Honda trade wins through the afternoon. CASMIRI is the quickest of the juniors in the Honda Civic, a car supported this weekend by Fibertech Medical. While Gerald Schofield's days of trophy hunting are behind him, he delights in nurturing up-and-coming talent.
And with Adem, great kid, just won his last rally, blitzed us. I was in the event myself and he blitzed us. Up and coming, and yeah, again, I wanted to support him.
Another ARC competitor, Mark Butcher, has been supporting Michael Busby in the Driver Skills Australia RX-7. But despite the help and being lead junior at the end of SS5, Busby is in trouble nursing a badly damaged diff.
Unfortunately, on that stage, we've managed to land very hard and actually break we've smashed all the bolts off the diff casing. So unfortunately, we've had to limp the past 3 stages just to finish the day.
The final run of the day is Settles 2. And one thing's for sure, the personal battle between the Honda and the Mazda has not been settled.
Once we fixed that problem, we've had a pretty good run, and yeah, we took 7 out of the Honda on the first long stage, and then he got a second back, and then we took 11 out of him on the next long stage. So we seem to like the fast long stages, and Eli seems to like the short twisty ones. So it's going to be an interesting day tomorrow.
Take nothing away from Eli Evans, though. The man who was beaten in the final stage of the heat by 0.8 of a second can no longer be beaten in the inaugural two-wheel drive championship for 2012.
Yeah, that means we've won the two-wheel drive championship, so what a relief. You know, Honda, thanks for their support. They put the pressure on me this year to go out and win and be the leader. So, you know, so far it's been a dream run. So. Look, as it gets harder, you know, next year more competitors, so it's nice to win this year, but I've definitely got my eyes on next year. That's the one I really, really want to win.
Matt Amos and Tom Ryan can't win the Junior Challenge, and they aren't in contention for the main game, but they do come second in this heat, in a car some would say is never designed to do what it's just done.
It's taken every ounce of talent I've got. It's been really tricky out there. The conditions are so slippery. But you know that the big girls finally come through. We've got some dry roads and we've shown the actual pace it's capable of, and yeah, we've been trying to please the spectators everywhere we could possibly go.
A jubilant Guy Taylor celebrates his overnight lead in the juniors, an unlikely lead based on past performance, but Taylor is much quicker than last round. He and co-driver Dane Reed have been consistent.
Before we came into that stage, the rear shock absorber was about to fall out, so it's a bit hairy, but kept onto it and made it here.
And in a touch of nostalgia reminiscent of the legendary Jellic Knight Jack Murray, having a laugh is still important.
Do you find the eight-bloke co-driver is better than a human?
Definitely. Everyone should get one.
So Evans and Amos and Mark PEDDER with 3 juniors making it the top 5 at the end of the first day of competition, the Snake Racing Coffs Coast Rally. Up next, Ross Duncan chats to a man about a new 2-car rear-wheel drive team for the 2013 competition, modelled on an old theme. And speaking of that, we've got the classics as well.
In the history of Australian rallying, there's lots of makes and models that come and go. But I reckon there's one that stands out in the crowd, and it's this one, the Datsun 240Z. I am very fond of these cars because I won my first 2 of 5 national championships steering one of these cars. And that was, I can't believe, 40 years ago. Now in 2013 there's a whole heap of cars being built, and I'm proud to say the Z car is back. The man behind it, hard charger from Western Australia, Nicholas Fox. Hang on, Nick. Mate, when I was driving them, there was a problem with them because they were too heavy and the big long nose you couldn't see over the front. But you're in a current model 370. Are you going to have the same problem?
Look, they do have a long nose, but it's something I'll just have to adapt to. I mean, we've all driven lots of cars over the years and it's not a problem, you soon get used to it.
Now, how about competing against those front-wheel drive cars with the little engines? You've got heaps of grunt.
I've got heaps of grunt, I've got a weight disadvantage, so I think you'll find there'll be certain different terrains and different pieces of road where we have an advantage and they have the disadvantage.
No, you're not only building one, but you're building 2 cars.
That's right, and Danny Williamson's driving the other car and he's joined up with me for the whole season.
Well, can you do it? Like, it's been 40 years since a Datsun 240Z or a Z car has won the championship. You're in the same boat as I was, towing the car from West Australia to the East Coast for every round. Do you reckon you can do it?
Oh, definitely. We'll certainly give it a shot.
Best of luck.
Thanks, mate.
Only a couple of Aussies come close to matching Ross Duncan's record of 5 Australian Rally Championships, and 2 of them are here this weekend. Simon Evans running in the Mazda 2, and of course, the man who was his boss at Team Toyota, Neal Bates. Neal and Coral Taylor have been a rally team for more than 2 decades and continue racing now in their classic Toyota Celica.
Right 5, left 6.
Strictly speaking, they're not in the 2-wheel drive competition and their participation should be more relaxing, but taking the competitiveness out of a former champion is almost impossible.
We have our own rally
Yeah.
happening in the car, and it's all on the stage times, and it's all comparing the outright guys, yes.
And look, for us, that's just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
You know, like, obviously we're not competing against them, but, you know, it's just nice to know that you're still going at a reasonable pace. So yeah, we look at that and judge ourselves off that. It doesn't.
The thing is this, Paul, you know what it's like out there. You're laying your life on the line a lot of the time. So unless you're doing it for something, we say yes, we're going out there because we're just enjoying it. But you know, after this many years of competing, the competitive nature is what is part of it. So you know, whether we're competing technically against the other 2-wheel drive cars or not, in our heads we are, and that's still part of the game we're playing out there and putting down stage time.
However you look at it, Neal and Coral and their old Celica bring plenty to the weekend. For many here, drivers and crowd, it's a time of nostalgia, a look back at a time when rallying was just a little less sophisticated and maybe just a little more fun. Mark Butcher started the season in the Driver Skills Australia WRX and finishes the year in a classic. He's thrown his support behind one of the juniors, but he's out to have a bit of fun this weekend himself.
We've got behind Mahal BUSBY in the juniors this year, and we thought we might as well come along and have a bit of rear-wheel drive fun as well, so we brought the Escort out. It's a hoot. Look, it's so much more involved compared to the 4-wheel drives, but it's a different sort of fun, but I enjoy being out there, so yeah, it's all good.
Old Datsuns never die, they just morph into Nissans. As Dunco mentioned, the 240Z set records everywhere and will re-enter the rally world in 2013, 4 decades after they first appeared. Before the Z was the 1600, a car that launched Japan into the rally world, and many consider one of the greatest gravel competition machines of its time. Mal Keogh and Pip Bennett shared a bit of that feeling with the crowd this weekend. Their 1600 P510, second quickest on all but one stage, rewarding them with a second for the weekend. Mark Butcher's Mark II Escort is a 2-litre Pinto. Maybe not the power of a racing BDA, but arguably more reliable and definitely cheaper to repair. Clay Badenoch was a teenager when he bought his 1972 Toyota Corolla KE25.
Bought it when I was 17 and been building it ever since. But finally, we've had it running for 2.5 years, so it's a dream come true, and finally running it and having fun. A few of my friends said, "Why don't you buy a 4-wheel drive or whatever?" And I couldn't care how much my budget was. I'd be running something like that or Neal's, and I love it. Nothing better.
He and Mark Butcher traded times till SS10 when the wheels fell off the Tasmanians' campaign. Butcher and Daniel Wilson were fine, but the Escort was out for the last 4 stages.
Seems that we've sheared a wheel hub, lost the front left wheel completely, and that's put us into the wall most of the way until we stopped here, and didn't really know what the problem was until we got out and realised the front wheel was still up there, so I think that's the problem.
Will the wheels stay on for the final heat of the two-wheel drive championship from the Snake Racing Coffs Coast Rally? Stay tuned. While the rallyschool.com.au juniors have had 3 mentors watching over them this weekend, there's another in our midst who can offer a pretty good insight into rallying in Australia. And fortunately for them, he's written a book of his stories that just might make for interesting reading.
Now, I've been competing in rallies for over 50 years. I started off in 2-wheel drives and then went to 4-wheel drives and have been reasonably successful. Now, 2013 sees the 2-wheel drive championship. It's the start of a new era. Now, these young folks are going to have some great times driving 2-wheel drives. Fellas, in my book there is some things you should do, and there's a lot of things you shouldn't do. That's one of the ones you shouldn't be. Hey.
Nice one.
And the page before, there's another one that there's another one you shouldn't be.
What's this one, Dunko?
No, I hit the truck.
Oh, you did?
Well done, boys. So go out and have a good time there. Hey.
While you're here, Dunko.
Oh, right, okay. No worries. Who would you like it to?
Sign it to Guy.
Rightio.
Number 1, I believe he was yesterday.
Was he? How about that? Woo. Very good.
Down to business, and the juniors have regathered for the start of Heat 2. Luke Page is hopeful of a better day today.
Now the boys have put a switch in the car to the ABS relay where I can switch it off, and then if the ECU does decide to go into limp mode, I can switch all the traction and everything on again for just enough time for the ECU to be happy, give the engine full power again, and then I can switch it on again and see how far we can get into stage again.
We might not have the quickest car, but we did all that we could do, drove the wheels off the thing and got there in the end.
And the stages today, how are you set for those?
Really good. I did them last year and looks like it's fairly dry today, so they're really flat out and we'll just go for it again today for the win.
Being hungry and pushing hard was made clear by the mentors in testing, and Guy Tyler is taking that very seriously and is in with a chance. But one of the favourites has no chance after his off yesterday.
We're definitely out of contention for that now, so we'll just try and put in a few good stage times again today and turn a few heads to hopefully get a few more sponsors on board for next year.
The MACKENZIE brothers do just that. Fastest juniors through shipments. Last year, rain turned these roads into slush. Fortunately, this year it stayed away and times are fast. Adem CASMIRI is aching for the win. With MACKENZIE out of contention, he must beat Guy Tyler every stage. And he does on shipments by 3 seconds over the 29 kilometres. In the main game, Eli Evans holds off a charge from Big Brother. The Honda Jazz 10 seconds quicker than the Mazda 2 over SS9. Mark Pedder and Claire Ryan are the third of the G2 spec cars. 3 stages used in Rally Australia last year are the feature of the day. Brooklana is dry and, like Shipman's, fast as a result. Eli Evans is again quickest, this time 6 ahead of Simon. The second Honda Jazz is a further 13 behind the Mazda. MACKENZIE is the quickest junior, but CASMIRI and Tyler dead heat SS10. CASMIRI by a nose in terms of the Rally School Junior Challenge lead. Luke Page is not winning stages in the Suzuki Swift, but at least today he's staying in touch. Now he can disable the ABS without the computer that runs the car thinking that there's an issue. Yulong is 12 kilometres and finishes near the town of the same name. Last year, Eli Evans beat all the 4-wheel drives on this stage and showed the future of 2-wheel drive was well and truly here.
70, fast right 4 late up.
It's a stage that suits the 2-wheel drive, but this year it's Simon Evans who has the quickest time.
It's a fast-flowing stage, and there's not too many really tight turns. It's a bit technical, high speed, and the front-wheel drive cars are just very stable on it. And I think, you know, if you can drive with a bit of confidence on there, it's when you can take a stage win away from the four-wheel drives, which is what we achieved this morning.
Eli is only 2 seconds behind, but he holds the lead for the day with a margin of 15 seconds over the Mazda. And he's already bagged his first championship. Matt Amos sneaks up in the times through Yulong, the V8 Ute able to carry its speed better through the flowing roads. But there is a price to pay.
It's just torn the rear tyres apart. I mean, it doesn't really help that we have 500 horsepower there, but, you know, we're getting the most of our Kumos, that's for sure. It stayed up, and that's all we can ask for.
The tussle between Guy Tyler and Adem CASMIRI comes down to Steve MACKENZIE. While he's no longer in the hunt for a win this weekend, MACKENZIE's points could make or break Tyler's chances of a victory.
We're hoping MACKENZIE does really well and beats Adem, and then if we lose to Adem by less than 47 seconds, then we've got it.
Final 3 stages of Heat 2 in the snake racing Coffs Coast Rally are a repeat of the morning. A feature is the creek crossing 5 kilometres into the stage. Simon Evans' time of 16:51.3 is just 0.8 slower than the Honda of his brother, but the former champion is happy.
It's obviously we're getting closer and closer. We're competitive, we're fast. You know, we're having a fantastic time in the little Mazda 2. And again, you know, the rally school team is just awesome to work with, and they're giving me a great car to race.
The Mazda splits the Hondas. Mark PEDDER, third car home in stage, but still unable to claim second in the championship just yet.
I don't think we'll get it this weekend as far as the championship goes, so we'll have to go to Melbourne, and I think we basically just got to finish one heat in Melbourne to wrap second place up. So, you know, these next 2 stages with the rain coming in will probably be fairly treacherous, so I think it'll just be steady as it goes and get to the finish. And, you know, believe it or not, I've got no idea where we're placed today or for the weekend. So, you know, it's been a good consistent run, and, you know, we'll try and keep doing that.
Lady Luck has not been shining on the second of the 2 Hondas this year, and today is no exception. Fortunately, this problem is more embarrassing for the service crew than damaging to PEDDER's chances of a finish.
The wheel was hitting the caliper. There was a wheel problem. Spacer was stuck in the old wheel, so.
Guy Tyler's wish to have Steve MACKENZIE beat Adem CASMIRI doesn't eventuate. CASMIRI is a minute quicker after MACKENZIE drowns the Fiesta in the second water crossing. But all is not well in the Honda. It's a downpour though, mid-stage, that changes everything. Like last year, the roads have become instantly treacherous.
This is into 5 right, into 5 left, opens long.
The Suzuki Swift of Luke Page cops the worst of it.
It's all right. Can you get out?
A few K behind, with a flat tyre, Tyler suffers a blow to his chances of winning the rallyschool.com.au Junior Challenge. Matt Amos and Tom Ryan have their best run of the day, quicker than all the juniors and 4th quickest of all the 2-wheel drives. The big Commodore Ute continuing to use up all the allocated Kumos. Simon Evans has been dealing with a slipping clutch, and it finally gives way. It's a slow start to the repeat run of Brooklana and Yulong. Sure, Eli might not be travelling at 10/10, but Simon wins both stages, even with the starting handicap. There's a glimmer of hope for Guy Tyler, with Adem CASMIRI forced to limp through the final 2 stages, nursing his broken gearbox. But finishing is enough to secure the rallyschool.com.au Junior Challenge.
lost a lot of time, but we're still ahead of Guy because he had trouble in the long stage with the rain. So I think we should be good to take it out.
Yeah, very disappointing, but you know, that's rallying. Adam had a flat yesterday, we got a flat today, but we're really happy to be up with the top guys and know that we can go that fast, and to be second fastest junior in the country, that's just awesome.
Despite all the dramas, Simon Evans sneaks in for the event heat win in the Mazda 2. A great entree to the former Australian Rally Champion's aspirations to add another trophy to the mantelpiece next year.
It's a great event to compete in, and it's always one that, you know, when you finish, you really cherish it.
For 2012, though, there is no doubt who the champion is.
Finish, flat right, long for 100. Tighten 7 in. Good job.
With a full round still to be played out in Victoria, the two-wheel drive title has already been decided.
Yeah, we wrapped up the championship yesterday, which was a big relief off my shoulders. You know, Honda asked me to win the championship, and that's what I went out to do.
In championship terms, the rally win goes to Eli Evans, with teammate Mark PEDDER equal second on points with Matt Amos. On countback, PEDDER scores second, but a well-deserved podium goes to Amos in the Commodore Ute. His co-driver Tom Ryan, at just 16 years of age, becomes the youngest person to stand on an ARC podium. Although not officially in the rallyschool.com.au Junior Challenge, Matt Amos demonstrates just what talent is out there, ready to give it a go. The official winner of the challenge, though, is Adem CASMIRI. He snuck in with a wildcard entry and takes the right to a fully funded drive in an outright ARC car in Victoria, later in round 6. In the two-wheel drive championship stakes, Eli Evans is unable to be beaten for 2012. Teammate Mark PEDDER will have to wait till the final round to see whether it will be a 1-2 for Honda. Alan Rowe hangs on for third, but Matt Amos has proven his place in the top 5 leaderboard will be one to be watched. Keep an eye on your guides in the weeks ahead for the four-wheel drive Australian Rally Championship from the Snake Racing Coffs Coast Rally. On behalf of the team, it's bye for now.